If anyone really wants to talk about what is anti-aging, in my mind, when I think of what's anti-aging, it's my body needs to stop being so inflamed. Because with age, everything gets inflamed. That's why people see things like arthritis, you start having joint problems, you start having rashes up here where there were no rashes, like all sorts of things are coming up. Even when we talk about like perimenopause or menopause, what's the biggest driver of all the symptoms? Inflammation. That's at the heart of it. So, I mean, I think it's a conversation that goes so far beyond. I mean, I think, Carolina, the first time when we spoke so much about senescence. And I had so many questions for you about what is senescence? How do we figure out? But it's really this inflammation that's really there. And we got to master that and understand it as consumers.
And I think it's a
Yeah.
great point that you brought is that
Yeah.
the presence of senescent cells, it's not the problem, but they secrete these inflammatory signals that contributes to overall inflammation. So they
Yeah.
secrete like signals that will induce, collagen breakdown, that will induce like the tissue degradation. So it's their presence and the inflammation that they secrete that cause the damage in our body. And that's why reducing their load can reduce inflammation and have this positive effect.
What we saw is when you have a stronger skin barrier, when you have a healthier skin, you can actually help to normalize, like to slow down the pace of inflammation in your whole body. And that
Yeah.
starts to become extremely more interesting and starts connecting really like skin health and longevity. So skin now is not only I want to look young, but it's I want to have my skin healthier so I can age better and I can improve my health while I'm aging. And that was one of like the best, more interesting for us, more exciting data, more than several before and afters looking at that data and confirming this correlation of the skin health with overall health was a big moment.
That's huge. That's absolutely huge. And just for our listeners, for their context, I mean, I'm blown away that you saw that change in the inflammatory load. That's the
Mhm.
hardest thing. And just for everyone listening, guys, when it comes to inflammation, that's the hardest part of medicine. That's the
Yeah.
hardest part. If you can control inflammation, you can heal any organ in the body.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
the,
the biggest
yeah.
driver of aging, right? That's the
Yes.
reason why we have this word
Yeah.
like inflam aging, because the
Yeah.
more inflammation that you have in your body, the faster you age. So if we can lower that inflammation, you consequently can slow down the aging process.